Hey guys, this is Manshark Sub LPs. I'm Sub, this is Crusader Kings II, and this is Millennia in the Making episode 47. Just check to make sure I got that episode number right. I did. Wonderful. We are currently playing as Kaiser Ulrich the Great of the Holy Roman Empire, and king of various places. He is the son of King Ludolf the Great, who himself is the son of King Otto, our original character. We're currently involved in two wars. The first one is against the King of Italy, and we've got the King of Lotharingia on our side, and it's for Schwaben, which is this little place here. We should have a ticking war score there. We do. Lovely. But we're also involved in a war against Prince Bishop Gerhard of Salzburg. We're trying to revoke his county, and he's not going along with it, so, you know, we're kicking him around a bit. We'll just go and deal with that, despite the presence of these rather large Italian armies. But we're going to go and deal with that just to get it out of the way, sort of thing. If the Italians decide that they want to fight us... Excuse me! Just, you know, coughing all over the place. If the Italians decide that they want to fight us, then we'll fight them. Otherwise, you know, whatever. Don't care. They're currently involved in their own little war for Burgundy, as well as the Aquitanians. As we move, and I remember to increase the speed up one step. Yeah, we're just going to constantly get messages about the people who aren't actually our vassals, swapping their votes around for the Holy Roman Empire. Including Corinthia. Way back, when we did some research and proved how wrong Wikipedia was about King Otto. It said, I believe, that one of his grandchildren, again an Otto von Brunswick, I believe, was a emperor of the Holy Roman Empire. Turns out Wikipedia is wrong again. They were actually referring to Ulrich, not Otto. So, you know, somebody make that edit and fix up the damn Wikipedia page, I guess. I would love to see it if that is actually a thing. Okay, so our truce with the King of Galatia is going away. Don't care, Galatia is all the way down here. It's not important. That truce was from when we were pressing our wife's claim on Galatia, or Castile, or something. She actually has a claim on West Francia, which can be inherited. I didn't realize that. She's a Carling, I guess. So hopefully one of my sons will get it. I don't believe... Yes, it won't be Prince Ludolf, because Prince Ludolf's mother is already dead. And she was more of a... well, probably a noble, but more of a commoner noble than a noble. Let's get this siege over and done with. Yep. Very nice. It shouldn't take us too long to get rid of this guy. Yeah, see, he's lost the war already. Excellent. We're not going to attack this Italian army because it's in mountains. Pretty sure it's mountains. Yes, Grissons is mountains. So instead, we're going to take our army and march down to Treviso. And I've got a message here that this woman, Gisela, is trying to kill Dieter. Let's just find out who Dieter is. No one plots. It's the steward of Upper Cilicia. He likes us alright, so we're going to say you stop that. Let's just go over the plots that we've got. Anyway, let's get rid of that. Yeah, none of these plots will get much in the way of traction. It's actually kind of rare, I guess, for a plot to go ahead. In the sense that there are always plots going around and not all of them get up. But it's still something to just keep an eye on. You never know. We've succeeded with a plot to revoke the county of Salzburg. Wonderful, wonderful. And he accepts my offer of peace. So Yeah, so now we're holding the wrong type of holding. We can't actually create a new vassal purely because it's the main holding. So what we're going to do instead, first of all, we're going to tell this guy to stop trying to kill his relatives because he's trying to kill another Littlefinger. We want as few kinslayers as we can have. But we need to get rid of Salzburg here. We can't hold this properly. So, to get rid of that, I'd like it to be held by a Littlefinger. Unfortunately, there are not many in the way of Littlefingers. You. This guy likes me. So we'll give him the place. He's a bishop, so we know he's the right kind of guy for the holding. County of Salzburg. Yep, so wonderful. What? This is a new thing entirely. Can only have 7 or 10% of counties in vassal theocracies. Giving him this would give him 8. Or give me 8? That makes no sense to me. How would it? Oh, hang on. Hang on, I got it. Alright. We can only have 10% of our counties be vassal theocracies. That's because vassals are really easy to... theocracies are really easy to manage and don't rebel, all that sort of stuff. The only trade-off is that they then give money and levies to the Pope instead of you if they like you more, if they like him more. So it's saying that I can't give away this place to the bishop, I guess. What's the penalty for holding on to it? I believe we just take a monetary penalty from it, like it doesn't give us as much tax as it should. It is also over our demesnes, so that would be an issue. Let's see. None of these are worth plotting for. I don't want to kill off my own grandchildren. Did we tell this guy to stop plotting? I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah, we did. So this is a little bit of an annoyance because I seemingly cannot get rid of Salzburg. Somehow. But I need to get rid of Salzburg. Oh, well, on the face of things, we can give up Holstein up here. We don't need Holstein, and it is... well, it is one of our worst performing places. We could also give up Plauen, but it's in Saxony, so, you know. Getting rid of Itzehoe up here, or Itzhoe. Itzhoe is probably the more correct pronunciation. I have no idea. That would probably be better for us. It also doesn't have too much in the way of levies. So let's find a good German Catholic individual in court. It wasn't that guy was a Jew. This guy, he's Italian. What about this guy? He's German Catholic. I think this was this was one of my kids that we didn't recognize. So let's just give him a landed title. Holstein. Could we give him Salzburg? Is it Salzburg? We could actually give him Salzburg. I think we'll do that instead. So now he's a Prince Bishop. Excellent. Excellent. He's technically now a priest. You can see here he has a Church View opinion modifier. And he gets piety and a piety opinion modifier instead of prestige. And the Jewish moneylender thing, which is the big giveaway. That's good. That's good. We've managed to get rid of that. We are going to have to shed Itzehoe at some point, or Itzehoe. just to, get rid of it. But what I would really like to get is Kempton. Plotting murder isn't going to help us. We can't even ask him to revoke his title because he's in prison. He's currently imprisoned by the Duke of Tyrol. Good. Yeah, we've got eight Duke titles, duchies, ducal titles, I should say, that we could form or create, or steal. Excellent. That guy we just put into that position has backed our law. We still need about 30 votes. I don't know why some of these guys aren't voting for it. It's actually kind of irritating to me. But we'll just hold a feast after we finish this war and see what happens. If we're in the right time period. If you notice here, when we hold a feast, you need to be November to December, I believe. And it does cost you money. Same thing with a summer fair. It costs you money and it's got a particular time limit, and the hunts as well. It's fine. Maybe we should also repay that loan. Let's actually have a quick look at that. Are there any... Yes, there are religious vassals in this, so repaying that loan could help us push that law through. As holding the loan gives a -10 opinion. So that's what we'll next spend money on. I mean, we could improve something in Nuremberg, but, it's actually pretty good. Look at that, we get almost 1,000 troops, well, we get over 1,000 troops from it. My mission to Breslau has been a success, so this guy should now have a positive opinion of us. Wonderful. That's excellent. No, that's actually quite good. Because if I remember right, he's part of the plotting. And now we no longer have to worry about him. You see, the Duke of Baden here doesn't like us. We've made him like us a little bit more. And I believe he's part of a faction? Yes, he's the faction leader of the Duke Ulrich II, which is him, for the Holy Roman Empire, and he's a faction member of Count Johann for Germany, which is... Yeah, this is him here. So he's a faction member here, and he leads this faction by himself. The two strongest factions. Unfortunately, he has also decided to try and fabricate a claim on the Kingdom of Germany. 25.2% plot power. We're going to arrest him. And I hope he rebels. Yep. I hope to God he rebels, because then if he can call Eberhard in, he will. Excuse me. And then Eberhard here, who is our other annoying vassal guy, he will be a rebel as well as this guy, and yeah, so I really hope that he rebels. So we could end a plot and he would. But we're actually going to imprison him. And unfortunately we managed to imprison him. It's okay. Now we could release him for a bit more opinion, and we will probably do that, actually. We could also ransom him for a lot of gold. But if we release him, if we banish him, everybody hates us so much. But if we release him, we get plus 15 with everybody, which might help us force through our law. We'll hold on to him for a little while. We'll hold on to him for a little while until we win this war. And I just want to... We'll keep our Chancellor in Breslau, because if we do release him, he's going to not like us even more. I mean, a little bit less than he currently does, because he won't be in jail anymore, but because we actually went to imprison him, he'll have an opinion modifier against us because of that. I really hope the mute function of my microphone just worked, because that was quite a rough clearing of the throat. Herbert has contracted tuberculosis. Well, that's not good. Where the hell is he? Oh, he's all the way up there. I don't care. If it was down here, we'd have a big issue. Okay, peasants are arming themselves in Stettin. And the local lords are going to have an opinion modifier against us. Let's just have a look at Stettin. Yeah, so they now have a 15% revolt risk. But they also have tuberculosis. So, you know. And that revolt risk only lasts for a year. I doubt it's going to be anything significant, so I'm not going to institute any measures to put it down. If we really wanted to, we'd send Benhild up there, suppressing revolts. But then she could catch tuberculosis, because she'd be up there, which would not be good. I mean, yeah, it would do wonders for her complexion, but, you know, it would also kill her. That's what tuberculosis does. It kills people. That was a very strange noise that just came out of my... Oh, well, good news and bad news. Good news is that the Duke of Baden has died, and his daughter has come into it. His daughter likes us. She's only 3 years old. But that's alright. Bad news is we can no longer just, you know, release him for a quick opinion boost. So she's 3 years old. She will not... No. Herbert here is not of a good enough background sort of thing to be married regularly to anybody, basically. Anybody who isn't a courtier or a commoner sort of thing. And that's because he is only one of my kinsmen, not a direct relative. I believe they called them cadet branches of the dynastic tree. Like, let's have a look at our trees. So, House Littlefinger. We have a dynasty tree, which is this wonderful thing. So you can see, here's our first character, King Otto, and we go back a little bit to Duke Ludolf of Saxony, and then back to Bruno. So Duke Otto, we've got his guys here. This is our main branch down here. It splits here, so from Bruno, from Luitgard, but Luitgard married into House Sigurda. It's Sighardinja, so that's where our tree stops. And the same sort of thing here, where Edda married into House Udden. And if we just check here, yeah, Agnes initially must have had 2 husbands. Initially, she fathered Luitpold here, and then she married into House von Margrave. And we're going to have the same sort of thing over here. Well, we're going to have less of this because I've been matrilineally marrying people, as a matter of course. But you can see here this green, is that green? Yeah, green sort of viney pattern leads all the way down to our current guy, Kaiser Ulrich. And we can see all of our children, and from there, you know, onwards. So that's the dynasty tree. We can also see how many members we've had and how many currently live. So quite well, 101 current members. Really good. We also have a family tree, which is more immediate. And click down and up to see various things. We can also see various wives, all that sort of thing. It's pretty informative. And the last one is the realm tree. Now, I'm not quite sure about this one, actually. I haven't actually used this one before. So, we've got us here, and then we have a bunch of our dukes. Yeah, these are all dukes, and eventually counts. So, right. This is showing us who's vassal to who. So, we're here. These guys are our vassals. These guys are the vassals of our vassals, and these guys are the vassals of our vassals, etc. It's going to be a massive exhibit yo dog sort of thing happen at some point, I guess. So yeah, that's pretty interesting to, you know, go along with. We've won a siege down here, that's wonderful. All we're doing by besieging these places is progressing the war score. Just to get this war over and done with faster. Faction strength has gone down significantly because this dude's ally has gone. He's dead. We inadvertently killed him by imprisoning him. He just wasn't up to the task of being shackled in a dungeon. It's a nice dungeon. You know, it's got all the amenities. You know, nice window, some good strong bars, uh, entertainment, entertainment in the form of some of the less noble individuals that we have imprisoned there. Let's have a look. Yes, entertainment from Clorinda and Zensi here have set up a little, you know, troupe. They have a sort of a impromptu puppet show act or something. And the other three women, well, Helga's a long time prisoner, to be quite honest. Wow. She's been in there for 56 years of her 64-year life. She knows everything about that dungeon. If you need to know something about the dungeon, you ask Helga. She's like the orientation officer of the dungeon. We're also getting a fair amount of gold out of this. We might be able to finance, excuse me, refinance our loan, that is, from the gold we're going to get from besieging the Italian. And we're hitting his personal provinces, all three of them, which are these freak here. These three here, not this freak here. Wow. We're doing that because he's raised troops out of them. So it's really easy to get the first holding down, and from there you basically have carte blanche to go out. That is the right term, isn't it? Carte blanche? That's like free reign or something? Sure. Let's just go with that. He is making a pretty good progress on this war here against Burgundy. Much better than the Aquitaine guy is. Though Aquitaine appears to have more dudes. Does he? Yeah, Wessex is in on Aquitaine's side. But yeah, the Italian must have had the initiative or something. I think that war happened first. So, whatever. That revolt has nothing to do with us. And take the bishopric. There we go. 13 more gold. Okay, let's see. Is this Padua or Verona? That has about 700 troops. This one has about 1,000 troops. Base tax 18.4. Base tax okay. We're going to go to Padua because I believe a base tax might have some sort of influence. I believe, I'm not sure. So we're just going to go down there and, you know, deal with it, sort of thing. There's our siege. We could attack this place, like, directly. But I'm not concerned about it. At all. It's fine. And while we're in the area, attacking Venice, or Venezia is the actual province, is a big pain. There are no straight crossings. In Europa, Universalis 4, there's a straight crossing between Treviso, or whatever becomes Treviso, and Venezia. But, yeah, in this game there isn't. You need ships. And a fair amount of them, honestly. He's going to Shiz. Where's Schwiz? It's that one down there. Good. He's continuing his war against Burgundy. I'm hoping that we can get our war over with before he wins the war with Burgundy. And we're just having a look at our vassals. So the Duke of Franconia still doesn't like us. That's alright. The Duchess of Baden is kind of... She likes us, but not too much. And that's all the electors. Amazing. Quite good, actually. Yeah, well, the Duke of Carinthia is throwing his... Ooh. We could change some crown laws. We are going to change crown laws in all of these places. Let's just check here. We've got a few more votes. That's good. But we're going to increase the crown laws of Bohemia. And we're going to increase the crown laws of... Wait, was that Pomerania I accidentally picked? No, that was Bohemia. And Pomerania. Those should pass fairly easily. We'll get our opinion penalties, of course, but we can actually deal with those because those places aren't electors yet. Now, I say yet because if you see here, we mouse over Bohemia and we can see that we're integrating the Kingdom of Bohemia into the HRE. We're doing that because we hold the entire kingdom and the kingdom title. Though the title itself might not be important, but we're holding all of the lands of the kingdom. We're about to hold all of the lands of Pomerania, so that'll also happen up there. And when that happens, I believe the dukes in those particular places will get a vote, but it's at least 100 years off. There we go, Pomerania instituted it. So we've probably got a little bit of hatred going around to us right now. Let's just have a look. The electors are still fine because we didn't change crown authority. Well, I say that, but now suddenly some of them are giving us penalties. Right, because they're not electors in the Holy Roman Empire, they're electors in their own kingdoms. But even with that, we're still running at almost 100 on all of them. So it's fine. We've got a bit of a siege going on down here. Tübingen is under siege from the Modena armies, which will be one of the duchies. Yeah, here, this duchy here. So he's trying to do his liege lord a solid. That's alright. His siege will be very slow, 3.8%, and the actual Italian armies are not moving over to help. It's fine. Okay, so we still need to increase the crown authority in Bavaria, but we can't. Because prior to us forfeiting the kingdom, we must have increased the crown authority, and the game remembers that. Germany's crown authority is fine. It's medium, and we've got primogeniture succession. That's what we want. Pomerania, we are going to have to increase it, but Ulrich can't increase it. Same with Bohemia, and I don't care about Denmark. I'd really like this one to go through. But we're just going to have to hold on it. Hopefully we can get it through before this guy dies. He is getting fairly close to death. I think he might be our longest laster. Yes, he is our longest laster. King Ludolf only lasted for 59 years. So, yeah, I'd really like to get that law change through fairly swiftly. One, because once it goes through, everybody's going to hate us until we die, basically. I think it was 10 or 5 years, and, you know, if we die, that thing goes. Like, we no longer suffer that penalty. There's a different guy. And our guy is actually, yeah, wow, our heir will not actually have a very long reign. That's going to be irritating. He wants to be Marshal, but he's not going to be Marshal while we have, you know, the Queen. Not the Queen, the maid. Yeah, none of our children, our male children, are all that young anymore. So we're just going to have to deal with a fairly short-lived, you know, guy. Though, let me have a look. Because Ludolf and Rambert, what? Oh, that's because of the succession thing. Yeah, it'd be easier to work out from the Kingdom of Germany who our actual successors are. So it goes Ludolf, Ulrich, then another Ludolf. So Ludolf, his son Ulrich, and then what? Then there's another Ludolf somewhere. Alright. And the reason why we can't really tell much from this succession line here is because of the elective succession. It messes with the order of things, I've found. See, it goes Rambert, then Wigerick. And if we come up here, we can see Rambert and then Wigerick. They are in no chance to inherit. No chance. Padover is ours. It's given us a nice little amount of money. And because of that, we're going to refinance our loan. Repay for 350 gold. It's costly, but now we no longer have those penalties. So hopefully we start getting some more votes. We now have a budget deficit, however, for reasons. Because the retinue is slightly damaged, That's alright. We'll keep that warning up there, just because it'll go away when we no longer have to worry about it. But it should go away fairly soon. It's off. Don't care. Stettin has been converted to the Catholic faith. Very good. So, where is not Catholic? That we own. Just this province up here. What is this? Marienburg. Well, we'll send him up there then. To Marienburg. Lovely. Yeah, if we were really desperate... See, we're back at positive income now. Well, not income, positive balance. If we're really desperate, we'd just tell retinue to stop reinforcing. We're not that desperate. Yet. She wants to kill Wolfram Littlefinger, who is her sibling, her younger brother. We're going to tell her to stop that because kinslaying is bad. He says, presumably hypocritically. Kinslaying and being found out about it is bad. And yeah, we're at budget deficit again. This is too much to bear. So we're going to stop our levy from reinforcing. So we click that button, we remove that cost. We're going to be getting a little bit of money back. About 5, I think. We don't want to stay in deficit for long because then we get long-lasting penalties on places and it's a massive pain in the arse. If I'd been thinking, I might have waited until the end of the war to deal with that. And you know what? Because we've set our retinues not to reinforce, we're actually just going to attack this place. That should give us enough money to get out of deficit. There, 10.3, just enough. And now we've got a city siege, which we're going to push. Yeah, because we're in deficit again. Because it goes up and down, even though we have a positive balance. There, we're sorted. Is he going to give up yet? Nope. No worries. My youngest daughter became Midas touched. We could marry her to the King of Galatia, the Duke of Austria. My grandson, that'll be a little weird. What is she, 16? Could marry her to Gargamel. Yep, go and help fight the Smurfs, I guess. And no, not particularly interested in that one, sorry. We're probably not going to be able to get a very good matrilineal marriage going out somewhere. We might be able to a little bit, because, well, she's my daughter. Let's see. Wow, a lot of his children have died. I swear none of them were my fault. Illness, childbirth, sickly infant, slow fever. Wasn't my fault. So, Abondio, that's this fellow. He's probably married already, yep. And they wouldn't accept anything there. Abelina, which would be one of his kids, yes. We can't matrilineally marry one of our daughters to his daughter. And Bohemid Bosanid. This fellow, who is already married. But, what I'm thinking... No, this guy has a wife. What I'm thinking is, we mark him as special interest. He should be 4th in the line of succession for Italy. So we off his wife, which we can't actually do, because reasons. Let's just see how the plot power goes. Because we might be able to convince some people. Oh, it'd be expensive though. A lot of people are sort of teetering on the edge there. Come on, give me a lot. Nope, only 60%. So we'd have to call in basically these 4 guys. And they would all want at least 20 gold each. We can't even afford that at this stage, so bugger that. What about him? No, he can't be assassinated. What about his kid? Well, yes. Louise Amarez Carling. We'll just keep it on hold for the moment. We don't need to monitor him anymore. But the plan there was to see if they would matrilineally marry somebody who was fourth in the line of succession, and thereby take over Italy peacefully. Though I gotta admit, they probably wouldn't go ahead with a marriage offer at the moment, considering we're kind of at war with them. I need to get up here and... whoop! Oh, this is going to be interesting, as my phone flashes and does all sorts of weird bullshit because it's trying to update. Stop flashing. Brotherhood of the Holy Sepulchre. Sepulchre? The Brotherhood has worked tirelessly to protect Christian holy sites and relics in the Holy Land, ever since it was first founded in 313, when the Edict of Milan legalized Christendom throughout the Roman Empire. Until recently, the Brotherhood consisted of ordained clergy who maintained and safeguarded these religious sites through largely peaceful means. As the winds of change sweep across the world, this holy order has now become increasingly militarized, and their ranks have grown dramatically to include professional soldiers as well. They have reaffirmed their dedication to protect the Holy Land from heathen invaders, but this pledge has now extended to include the defense of all of Orthodox Christendom. Those clerics should stay in their monasteries. So, an Orthodox holy order has formed, the Brotherhood of the Holy Sepulchre. We can't really check on them because we're not Orthodox. But that's kind of neat. This woman wants to kill the current Duchess of Baden. Because she's next in line. I kind of like this kid. She's alright. So, stop that. Stop it. Stop it. Thank you. I think it's only when something on my phone updates that I get the flashy bullshit. Oh, and our Chancellor was still in Baden, so he's increased her opinion of me again. We can move him somewhere else now because she's at 90 points of opinion. So we could help out in Brabant or Franconia. We'll send him to Franconia. He's currently leading troops, but we know that this is his only holding here, so... Leiningen. And when this siege finishes, we're going to come up here and beat up some guys up here. They're not voting for this law. This is really irritating me. Excuse me. They should be voting for it, but they're not. I need to get them out of autonomous vassals. Autonomous vassals is terrible. There, siege 1, 12 gold. Lovely. Yeah, we are not going to go that way. We're going to go this way, thank you very much. Because that way takes us, one, very close to the Italian army, and through a province that we don't have a lot of supply limit in. We'll probably get here before they finish their little siege, which will be good. However, nope, still won't accept that he's lost the war. Excuse me. We have a lot of prestige. We might, if we last for a bit longer, we might actually crack 10k. That'd be pretty cool. The Count of Pressburg has died. As has the Count of Gran. That's alright. Oh, well, he's the Count of Gran and Pressburg. So, yeah, he's divvied up his shit between his sons. Let's just see here. If I enforce demands... I become Count Albrecht's new liege. So this guy. Who honestly kind of likes me already. He's a bit drunk though, and maybe a bit stressed. So he might not be long for the world. That's fine. We just need to get up there and, you know, kick this army. This is a retinue here, by the way. You can tell because not only because there's 500 men, but because 100 of them are heavy infantry and 400 are archers. So it's a skirmish retinue. And even if we didn't have 10,000 guys about to bear down on them, it would be fairly easy to destroy. Because archers, if we can close to melee, archers are terrible. In melee. In the skirmish phase, they are exceptional, obviously. We could increase noble customs. That would give us another 1.2 opinion mod with every noble. But it's already being increased, and I believe we were going for Majesty. Yeah, we were going for Majesty. Alright, 27th, and yeah, on the 16th of January, we'll just punch on with these guys. That shouldn't elevate the war score at all. And we will just get there before they, finish their siege. Fortunately. Bang! And yeah, complete slaughter. No war score change. Bit of prestige, bit of mil tech, that's fine. No, we want to go around this way to Verona. I can't believe he doesn't accept that he's lost already. I mean, 87 war score? We could just sit here and wait for the ticking war score to give us what we need. I believe it goes above 30. It should actually go all the way to 100 or not, Yeah, there we go. So it is still increasing by 1.25 every whatever. But we want this war to be over and done with. It's good to get your wars done quickly. That prevents anything weird from happening, like other people declaring war on you, him making alliances with other people and bringing them in, and all sorts of bullshit. Instead of coming all the way around here, if we take this place, we probably get a bit better. So let's do that. Come up here and hit up this place, and the other one that he's just holding here. This one won't give us any war score, it'll actually fuck with his war score with Burgundy. But, that's alright. We don't need too much more war score to win. So maybe the bit that we get from taking the Citadel of Igersheim here would be enough. Apparently our holding in Shires is under... Okay, so he's actually besieging one of our holdings now, the Barony of Altdorf. I ain't having that. Luckily, Shires is plains, so we're going to St. Gallen, and then we're going to attack this motherfucker. And there are river crossings between Argyle and Bern, which are on the other side. Wonderful! And winning this battle will win us the war. There is absolutely no doubt in that. The Duke of Tyrol finished up a little revolt against himself, or one of his vassals was revolting against himself. Yeah, and then after that we are going to start dealing with pagans. Because I don't think our truce with Burgundy will run out in 3 years. Denmark in 5. Hungary in 6. And the one with... Oh, that's actually getting pretty close. The one with Brittany/Thuringen is only about a year away. But hanging around for a year... we were going to have a feast, weren't we? So we might actually just hang around for a year. And on the 22nd of April, so in 3 days, we will arrive for our fight. Right. We outclass him. We don't outclass him. I don't know why this guy's here for some reason. He's a terrible commander. And we outclass this guy significantly. And we also outnumber them on every flank. Fortunately, the numbers in the center are enough that the difference in martial ability is not mattering. That's good. Having our center flank fold would be terrible. Center flank, it's kind of an oxymoron, isn't it? There we are, we have won this battle. Maybe we'll even take some prisoners. 30% war score, 43 prestige, 2.1 military tech. We captured the Duke of Sardinia. That's pretty cool. He isn't giving us any war score. And we are just going to move our troops back to St. Gallen. We are going to ransom that Duke. We're going to try and ransom this Duke. He cannot afford his own ransom, which would be 145 gold. He's close to it, so we'll just keep him in mind. And let's just declare victory, because we have 100% war score, so bang. This place now belongs to me. And he does like us. It's fine, it's good. And we're not getting any vassal inheritance warning from him. The current vassal inheritance warning that we have is a false alarm. And we could actually form the Duchy of Swabia, so now we have 9 duchies that we could form, that we're not going to at this stage. Okay, put down the levies. Yes, thank you. And now that we're making money from that, we tell our retinues to reinforce at full strength. This is going to cost a fair bit initially, though we might still be able to make money. And when they're done reinforcing and we get some more money up, we're going to buy those additional retinue units. I believe free skirmish retinues was on the cards, and we actually have enough cap to get all 3 of them. This woman wants to kill Nicholas, who is one of her brothers. Yeah, right, sure, whatever. Now, we could hold a summer fair, but the one we actually want is the feast, so we need to wait until November. And hopefully by November we still have money to hold it. The Doge of Genoa has founded the Lower Crown Authority in Italy faction. That's nothing to do with us. I mean, it's kind of useful to know, I guess. But we can't even see the Kingdom of Italy, so I don't know why we've gotten that. Oh well. Whatever. You know, we might imprison the Countess of Gottingen here and release her just for an opinion boost. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So, she is an actual countess. She actually holds the stuff. So we'll imprison her. And then release her, and we'll get plus 10 opinion with everybody. And she won't dislike us too much for that. See, she still has a minus 30 due to being imprisoned at some point, but 49 net positive. That's good. And that should have messed with people's opinions of us to the point. Yep, great. Why does she not like us? Because she is an infidel. Which means I can quite freely... No, I can't. Right, because Pomerania... Wait. I thought I fucked with this. Okay, we need medium crown authority before we can revoke infidel titles. That's annoying. We could park our chaplain up there and he'd eventually convert her. But, well, you know. He's got better things to do in converting an entire province. I think we got some more votes. No, what's happening is people are dying who were voting for us, and their descendants are also adding themselves to the vote. These people all like me. I'm not too sure why they're not going along with it. And factions are worth nothing. Yeah, so even though we're reinforcing... Oh, hang on, the Duke is now a little bit more favourable towards me. That's good. Even though we're reinforcing troops, we're not reinforcing them at such a fast rate that it's impacting on our income. which is good. I mean, we only need maybe 2 more months before they're fully reinforced. See, there we go. They'll tick up now. He says, come on. Who knows when that actually happens. And apparently the guy who was leading the middle flank died or got reassigned or something, so we have to reassign that. Oh, well, that's interesting. The Duke of Franconia joined in. So we're going to pull our Chancellor out of improving relations with him, because he's done what we actually wanted him to do, which was vote. The Duchess of Lombardy. A lot of these people may not vote for it because they're outside of our realm. I mean, nothing says we can't... You know what? We're going to go and improve relations with one of the ducal titles. I mean, we've already got max relations with this guy. I don't know why this guy isn't voting for us. I mean, in the grand scheme of things. For our little law. So, let's order these people by opinion. Obviously, the Duke of Thuringia is going to be at the top when we make it negative. The Duke of Carinthia. Where is he at? He's reigning in Villach in Canten, which is that place there. So we'll send our Chancellor down to improve opinions with him. And hopefully we get an improved opinion, and that lets us, well, gives us another vote here. Because you can see different people have different amounts of votes depending on their rank. I carry 22 votes personally, because I'm Kaiser. Can we have our little feast yet? No, still not November. Got a little bit before we do that, so let's buy us some retinues. We wanted 3 skirmish retinues. We can only pull 2 because they cost an initial amount of money. That's alright. We shouldn't be losing too much from that because our main retinue is practically reinforced, and new retinues reinforce fairly slowly and cheaply, which is the more important part. So yeah, we've got a massive income. Look at that, plus 16.56 per month. That's exceptional. This guy is being accused of being a heretic. He's not a direct vassal to me, so of course he is. Church infrastructure in Holstein has increased to level 1. And you can also see here that the movement speed of the retinues increases as they get their morale. And they've divvied themselves up nicely, so that's good. How much are they costing us? 1.68. That's to get 1,000 more guys. That's alright. This guy wants to kill somebody else. Wants to kill Nicholas von Neuburg. Well, he likes us. What's Nicholas doing? Wait. Really? Yeah, this guy has 2 murder plots going against him at the same time. Well, we didn't stop one. It would be wrong of us to be hypocritical and say, well, you can plot to murder that guy, but you can't plot to murder the same guy. It'd be hypocritical. And unjust. It would be arbitrary, and we are not arbitrary. Such a load of bullshit sometimes. Okay, it looks like yeah, we still have a little bit of time before the truce with Duke Halori here wears out, but as soon as it does, we'll be taking back Thuringia. And so, yeah, we already have a de jure claim on it, of course. And I don't think he has any allies. He has one ally, the Count of Rennes, who he cannot call to war because he's a vassal of somewhere. But in the meantime, let's just position our troops in Ulm. Get ready for it. Speaking of getting ready for it, let's hold that feast. All my vassals will be there. And we'll try and see if the event chain, fires up nicely and gets done quickly. and then we might end the episode. Okay, we've got travelling dancers. Yep. Okay, so 10 gold to hire them for my feast, or minus 10 prestige, because my guests are too old for this. I'll hire them. We have money to throw around, and we keep getting more money. So, you know, no dramas. Yep, okay. The Duke of Corinthia is just being a dickhead again. Okay, food choices. So you get 20 gold to get the best food, 10 gold to get the moderate food, 5 gold to get the shitty food. We are the Kaiser, and there's another thing here, we're going to hire a magician. We're the Kaiser of the goddamn Roman Empire. Holy Roman Empire. Which incidentally isn't really Roman. We're just saying that because, you know, we're Catholic. We can afford to spend a bit of money on some food. Come on, event chain. I got like 4 minutes before the hour mark. I'm planning a special occasion with my lover, / I'm gonna do her, but my wife is quite insistent on alternate plans. Who is more important to me, my lover or my wife? Ignore my wife and visit my lover, which is my wife. Dislikes us by 25 points. And we get the deceitful trait, which, you know, I'm not particularly keen on getting that. Arrange a ball and invite my lover, which is 80% chance nothing happens. 10% chance of Isentrude becoming pregnant with my child, and a 10% chance of my dear wife meeting my lover at the ball and learning about my adultery, which, contrary to certain videos on the internet, doesn't actually result in a freeway. Or spend time with my wife instead, which is we lose our lover. 50% chance. We're going to pick that one. And yeah, she is our lover, so that didn't fare. Fire. The guest has finally arrived, all is ready. The cooks have worked day and night preparing the food, and the castle has never looked lovelier. Welcome to my feast. You better fucking respect it. Everyone drank and were happy, except Mayor Ironfried, who refused more wine. This insulting gesture means he does not appreciate my hospitality. We dislike him a little bit more, but that's alright. He's not a direct vassal. Bishop Lambert spoke up and told everybody how much he liked the food. So we get a better opinion of him, he gets a better opinion of us. Not enough to pay us any money, of course. Maybe enough to vote. Just want to know that that feast is over. Conjurer's magic tricks enchanted and charmed my guests at the feast. The women squealed with delight when he produced a rabbit from his hat, and a man laughed when he made my crown disappear, then found it under the jester's hat. Oh, you rascal! Give that back! The food was superb, the wine mediocre, and the dancers beautiful. Some of the more inebriated guests joined the dancers in a quadrille. I think I'll join them too. I started talking to one of my guests at the feast, Bishop Ludwig, and found them most interesting. Hours flew by, wine bottles were emptied, other guests excused themselves and went to bed, but we kept talking until the wee hours. I haven't met a more fascinating person. We're now friends. Plus 100. That's great. That's really good. I mean, he's only the bishop of some shitty little place. Regensburg? The bishopric of Regensburg in Niederbayern. So he is a direct vassal, so that's cool. Oh, come on, where's the end of the plot? Oh, not the plot, the event. We're going to go until it ends, by the way. So this might be a couple of minutes longer than normal. Okay, so we got involved in another dance. That's interesting. And the last of the guests has returned home, and everyone agreed it was this year's greatest feast. I had fun, and so did everyone else. Plus 10 opinion with everybody. Wonderful. Let's end it now. So if you've got any questions about what I'm doing, etc., leave them below. Any comments about the same or whatever, leave them below as well. If you liked the video, give it a like, and if you'd like to see more of this sort of stuff, subscribe button is down there as well. But in the meantime, I've been Sub, you've been yourselves. Later.